Imagine if you could see the world not through your fears, not through your conditioning, but through the eyes of Krishna himself or through the eyes of universe himself. What would life look like then? Would the chaos of modern existence still shake you? Would heartbreak, career stress, and self-doubt still have the same power over you? Or would life become divine play where every moment is an opportunity to transcend? Welcome to the Aligned and Abundant, where we talk about spiritual and mental mastery. Somewhere we all feel that we are standing in a storm. The wind keeps howling and the sky keeps cracking open with the thunder, and we keep standing there unsure of where to go. Most of us live life like this. We are tossed around by our emotion, by the circumstances, by the chaos of work. But what if I told you that there is a way to stand in storm and not be moved? Not because the storm disappears, but because you realize you are the storm, you are the sky, and you are beyond the both. Today, we are going to bring a vision into our life that will help us to see beyond the illusion, beyond fear, and beyond this temporary existence. In first part, we are going to talk about the lens of eternal impermanence. Most spiritual teachings emphasize either on detachment or devotions. Those are very important. But what if spirituality is not just about surrender or bhakti? What if Krishna's wisdom was actually about understanding the paradox of eternal impermanence? Think about this. Krishna exists in a realm where time is both real and unreal. In the material world, things are constantly changing. Your relationships shift, your body ages, society evolves, and everything you attach to eventually dissolves. But in Krishna's eyes, this impermanence is not something to be feared, it is very nature of existence. In the Bhagavad Gita, he tells Arjun, as a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new bodies, abandoning the old and useless one. This is not just about physical death, it is about shedding the identities, letting go of who you think you are over and over again. The version of you who was insecure 5 years ago, it is gone. The version of you that needed external validation, it is fading away slowly. The version of you that feared stepping into the power, it will disappear slowly. Krishna does not teaches us just to let go. He teaches us to flow, to move through life knowing that change is not destruction but transformation. Now here is the kicker. Krishna himself embodies impermanence. He is a warrior and a peacemaker. He is a mischievous child and a cosmic deity, a lover and a detached ascetic. He shifts all those roles effortlessly because he understands that nothing is fixed except the eternal essence of soul. So what does this mean to us? We have to stop clinging to the old version of ourselves. Growth means dying to who you were yesterday. Stop resisting the change. The faster you embrace the flow of life, the freer you become. Stop defining yourself so rigidly. You are allowed to evolve. You are allowed to be complex. You are allowed to be everything and nothing at the same time. Krishna's world is not static, it is a dance. And in this dance, nothing lasts, yet everything remains. It totally depends upon you if you are willing to step into this rhythm or not. Second part that we are going to discuss here is the divine versus the human struggle and how they intervene together. The biggest paradox of being a human is that we are both divine and we are deeply flawed at the same time. We chase love but we fear vulnerability. We seek growth but we resist the change. We long for peace but we indulge in all other distractions. Krishna's wisdom teaches us that the human experience is designed this way because without struggle there is no transformation. Think of Mahabharata. Arjun, a warrior, has to face his deepest fears on the battlefield. He does not get any peaceful mediation to retreat to find himself. He finds himself in between the war. And isn't it that exactly how life feels sometimes? The worst of today's world is that we have become so disconnected from the wisdom. We run after external success, forgetting the inner fulfillment. We seek happiness in materialism, but we end up as an empty shell. The best of today's world is we now have access to the knowledge, spiritual teachings, and communities that can guide us back to our higher self. Moving to the one of the most important part of today's episode is how we can apply Krishna's vision to the modern life. Krishna's teaching hold deeper, often overlooked gems that can radically shift our experience of life. First, we are going to talk about the power of playfulness that is known as Leela consciousness. We take life too seriously, we overanalyze every decision, we obsess over the future, and we stress over things that are beyond our control. But Krishna embodies this Leela, the spirit of divine play. His life is a dance, a fluid melody, a joyful existence that is not weighed down by pressure. What if we start approaching our problem with curiosity instead of fear? What if we start seeing the life as playful experiment rather than a test we must pass? Second thing that we are going to talk about is how important it is to master the emotions. Krishna was deeply connected to all the emotions: love, Radha, mischief, his whole childhood, war, detachment, but none of them owned him. He teaches us not to suppress emotion but to master them. Feeling anger, use it as a fuel for the action instead of destruction. Feeling sadness, let it refine you and not define you. Instead of reacting impulsively, ask, how can I transform this energy into wisdom? Third is being in the world but not of it. Krishna walked among kings and warriors, yet he remained untouched by power. He danced with his devotees, yet he was so unattached. He played the human role while being fully divine. In today's world, this means participating in life, having the relationships, career, desires, but not being consumed by them. You can enjoy wealth without being enslaved by greed. You can love fully without losing yourself. True freedom is not about escaping from the world, but moving through it without losing your inner stillness. So, to conclude this episode, I will say whatever happened was good, whatever is happening is good, and whatever will happen is also good. This is the vision of Krishna, a vision that is free from fear and attachment, and it is filled with trust and devotion. So tell me, are you ready to start seeing your life through Krishna's eyes? Because the moment you do, the entire game of life changes. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear this. Let's build a world that is aligned, abundant, and deeply connected to the divine. Until the next time, stay in your truth and stay in your light.